someone just declared Bitcoin is going to die. And it was not Peter Schiff. Okay, believe me, it was not Peter Schiff. It was someone that you were not expecting. He used to be an actor. I don't think he is anymore. And that's the same man that went on Joe Rogan, I would say, twice. And sorry, I'm listening. Yeah, the same man went on Joe Rogan twice, said that 1 times 1 equals 2. So again, Bitcoin has been declared dead, I'll say almost 500 times, maybe more, since 2009, and it's still here. And this is part of the story of today. So I would say there's a bigger story even that's called oil, and oil is going, it's really going bananas, going crazy. And yeah, the G7 just declared an emergency talk, and we have also a macro week that could change everything. So let's see what crazy world we live today. It's different from the one that we lived yesterday. And yeah, things are not looking good, okay, especially for those that live in Europe, and things are not looking good at all. So let's talk. Let me see if everything is okay. Hello from Romania. Awesome. Thank you. Guys, let me know from where you are watching. You know that I like to know from where you watch. Smash like button. And yeah, let's kick this in. Okay, I was having some issues right now, but I think everything is okay right now. So, like I said, this will be a big week, like a big one. We are going to have CPI. We are going to have the CPI on Wednesday. And yeah, you already know that probably due to the war, there will be no, how can I say this, rate cut. And that's not good for the markets. And you are going to have CPI. Let's see what's the real impact that the tariffs are having. And yeah, we need to be careful. Although Bitcoin, yeah, I need to say this. I did told you that, look, Bitcoin is at the top of the range. You need to be ready for it to come lower, okay? So, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. And yeah, I think we are navigating this pretty well, to be honest. Like I said, heavy macro week. We are going to have CPI, we are going to have job numbers, we are going to have ADP numbers. So there will be a lot to pay attention besides what's happening with the war and everything that we already know. But like I was telling you, if you live in Europe, things are going crazy right now. Honestly, look at this. Natural gas, it's above $16 per megawatt just because of the war in the Middle East. Just because of the war in the Middle East. And I know that in the US, the situation is different, but a lot of the LNG from Europe comes from Qatar, I would say 20%. And then there's also, I said this, that Russia might cut also their pipeline. So things are not looking good here. Okay, they need to do something. They need to do something. I know the European Commission is already saying that they have reserves for 90 days. And yeah, be careful, guys, here. Honestly, be careful. And because things are not looking good at all, and this war is starting to take a big hit on the economy. And yeah, look at this. Okay, for example, this comes from Japan. And let me see. Yeah. For the first time, they're planning to use their strategic petroleum reserves. Like the US said they are ready to do it. And you know that the entire G7 now is saying that they might release petroleum or oil from their strategic reserve. And all of this because of the war. Everyone was expecting a black swan and we had an orange one. And everything is because of the war. And the oil today was going bananas, like really. If you go check the 15-minute charts, you can see that oil reached 120, more or less 119. I said on X that I was expecting $1.50. Let's see if we are going to get it or not. But this only dropped because of this. Okay, so the G7 they are thinking of a joint release of oil. Okay, and this is the reason why we saw this drop here. Okay, and I said this on Saturday, and I think I said here on Friday. I will not long oil. I've been scalping oil, but on the weekend it's too volatile for me to do it. But yeah, if it wasn't for the G7 and this statement here, I would say that oil would already been at $150. Easy, $150 already. So yeah, just let you know that this might happen. There's no confirmation yet, but they are thinking of releasing 400 million barrels, and that was the reason why oil started to come down and start to come to another levels. But like I was saying, Japan for the first time they are touching their strategic reserve petroleum, their strategic petroleum reserve. Sorry, for the first time. This is how crazy the world is going. This is how crazy the world is going, because the dependency on the oil for Middle East for Asia, it's a big one. Okay, you need to understand it's really big, and yeah, be careful, guys. Okay, I love to trade commodities. Like I said, I've been trading a lot on Prime XBT. I've been scalping a lot oil on Prime XBT, but for scalp, awesome. It's like crypto right now, to be honest, and for more than that, I will be careful. Okay, but we are going to look at the chart again in a minute. But now the big story that Bitcoin is dead. And it's not me saying, okay? I know there's always some guys there say, you are XRP Max, you are saying that Bitcoin is dead. It's not me saying it, it's this guy here. Let's watch.
Bitcoin is going to die. I don't mess with it.
You think Bitcoin is going to?
Bitcoin is going to die. I don't mess with it.
You think Bitcoin is going to?
Oh,
you touch nothing with crypto.
I don't touch it.
Tell me why you think it's going to.
Well, I just got a call from somebody a couple of days ago and said, "Hey, if you got 25 million, you can make 75,000. I just want to put it inside of an account to do some stuff." And this is a friend of mine, and I was like, "Do you realize that Bitcoin is still based on fiat? It's still and because the dollar is decreasing in its value, because the uncertainty of war around." Nobody wants their money in something that can be wiped out with a push of a button somewhere. I've stayed free and clear of it because it's been dropping.
Let me know your opinion on this. I want to know your opinion on this. Do you think he's right? Even I, that I'm not the biggest fan of Bitcoin, as you know, I don't think it's going to die. But I want to know your opinion. Do you really think it's just a push of the button and Bitcoin is dead? Just in case you are not aware, and again, I'm not the biggest fan of Bitcoin, as you know, but in case you are not aware, even if you shut down the entire network of Bitcoin, the entire network, you just said to plug it again, it will restart from where it stopped without the ledger. Without the ledger there. So even I, and again, I'm not the biggest fan of Bitcoin, as you know, but I know this. So when you start to think that this guy's thing is discovered a new math and he's saying this, I don't know. But he was saying this is going viral everywhere, that Bitcoin is going to die because someone told him to put $25 million somewhere and it's going to get 75. I didn't understand the justification. What I know is that the network is not going to be not going to disappear because of the push of a button. This is just ignorance, in my opinion, lack of knowledge. And I don't think it's valued. It's a lot of people still sell it for $1. Nothing against it. But the most purist ones still think 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. It's the same like 1 equals 1 equals 2 is equal 2. So I don't think there's a case here for this. Honestly, I think it's just trying to go viral again. But I would really like to know your opinion. Do you really think that Bitcoin is dead or might die with a push of a button? If you tell me there's the quantum threat there, yeah, but they can upgrade the network if they want, and that will be solved. But I don't think that Bitcoin is going to die. I agree with the fiat part. A lot of HBARs are still selling because of the fiat. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know your opinion on the chat. And let me check the time. I'm still on the clock. So, yeah, Michael Saylor, strategy buys. Look, I know that Michael Saylor bought. Okay, but the crazy thing is that the guy has an average price of $70,000. And right now we are at 68 and it went to 65 something. I have a long on these levels. I think it's 65,700 or something like that. So yeah, I don't know what seller is doing, but it can never buy the low. His average price is always like 5K above the low of the week. Always. I don't know how he scheduled his buys, but yeah. But we'll go to the charts later. But like I was saying, I don't think Bitcoin is going to die. I think there's risk on the market right now. I think there's a lot of uncertainty of the market right now because of the war. And yeah, you need to be paying attention to that. Now, I've been very vocal about this, and I need to say this, okay? You have been warned. And this I will say, you have been warned. KAST is expecting $100 million in revenue this year. They just completed a seed round of $80 million. I have that on my X. You should follow me on X. I'm going to drop a free tool today. I'm going to drop a free tool today for everyone that wants to test it. But like I was saying, KAST is expecting $100 million in revenue this year. Okay, so you have the link on the description. You go here on the description and you go to KAST here. You get your card and you redeem your free Pengu card with this code, and you are part of KAST. And when you start to be part of KAST and you start to use KAST, you'll understand. You understand what I'm saying. So, and when the airdrop comes, you will not be the guy saying, I didn't listen to that crazy altcoin guy, that 𝗕𝗟𝗙𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗍. Why didn't I listen to him? Don't be that guy, okay? But this is awesome. This is crazy numbers for the fintech, to be honest. So, Nicolo, hi from Italy. Where from Italy? I want to know where. Let me know from where you are watching. Now, more things that we need to talk about. This. Looks like we are going to mine Bitcoin on the space. How crazy is this? We are going to do, someone will try to mine Bitcoin from the space. This will solve the problem, the energy problem, right? They want to build data centers on space, and now they want to mine Bitcoin on the space. This could be a viable alternative for Bitcoin in the energy consumption that you are seeing right now, because there's a lot of demand of energy. There's a lot of demand for energy, and so yeah, this might help Bitcoin, to be honest. They already want to set data centers there and Bitcoin there too. I think this is pretty cool, to be honest. So let me check the clock. Yeah, we need to move on. Guys, before going to the charts, remember that today the US is going to open 1 hour earlier. Okay? They changed because of the daylight saving time. That's how you say it, I think so. So for me, that I haven't changed my time zone yet. It will be in the end of the month, I think so. Just be careful, okay? Because today the US session will start in 1 hour, half an hour. Sorry, in half an hour. Okay, if you are in Europe, pay attention to that. If you are following the same time as the US, you already know that it's changed. So regarding Bitcoin, and I want to know who took the scalps on Saturday, because those were pretty good scalps, and so I want to know who took those scalps. So regarding Bitcoin, and I've said this when we were here, we are at the top of the range. We need to be ready to go lower and to how can I say this? And to come lower to the low of the range. So far, this is a daily chart now. We haven't done a lower low. So I would argue this is an equal low, a small higher low on the daily chart. Just pay attention to this. And yeah, this is kind of cool to understand that Bitcoin is reacting very well to the news. So I have a long here around these levels. I don't want to lie to you. So I think it's around, let me check. I've shared this in my community. It's around 65, exactly, 65,680 round numbers. So around these levels here, and I will explain why it took this long here. Let me go to the 15-minute chart. So I was awake last night when this started, again, because the future started 1 hour earlier because of the US changed their time for the daylight saving. I think that's how you say it. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I saw this week coming, and I went to the 1 minute chart. Yeah, you can call me crazy. And I was like, damn, let me just pull this so that you can see. So I saw the first touch, and I was like, okay, let's see. Then I thought like this. I lost the trade, 1 minute chart. That's why I got this entry. Then I saw it going again, and I said, okay, now I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take the risk. I know it's very risky with everything that's happening. And I took this one. It went higher. Then I was slightly underwater. Like I said, my entry is 680 around numbers. I was slightly underwater here, and then it started to go up. So I took some profits on this first move higher here. I took 50% and let the stop loss and break even, and then it come lower. And I said, I was honestly thinking that I'm going to get stopped during the night, but I wasn't, as you can see. And right now, Bitcoin is at 68 something. So things are not looking bad for Bitcoin. Honestly, it's reacting very well, like very well, honestly. And it's, look, it just came to the support and it bounced back. So what I want you to pay attention is when Bitcoin reaches this level, 69,300, if it reaches there. Okay, right now we are facing a bit of resistance here at these levels, and you can see what it is. Okay, you can see that we have a big resistance here. Okay, we have a big resistance here. So I will tell you why I'm not shorting this here, although I'm long, as you know, as I just told you, is that because every time we tested this, we went higher before rejecting. So if you want to look for a short, I think taking a short here is risky. Look at these levels here, knowing that we are going to test it for the third time. Okay, knowing that we are going to test this level for the third time. Okay, we can reject here and then you come lower, and yeah, that's something that might happen, especially because on the 4-hour chart we did a lower low, so we probably are going to do a lower high, and then you know what that means. It probably we are going to come here, but a lot of people are expecting for a lower Bitcoin, and a lot of saying the low is not in. When I'm not talking the cycle low, I'm talking the low right now, and yeah, and how can I say this? I think the chart is doing some constructive work to confirm that the worst might be behind us, at least for a while. But there's the thing, and I don't like to be negative here. Like I said, I don't even like red thumbnails. But I want to be positive. I want to warn you about this, okay? We just said news that Turkey, which is a NATO member, needed to destroy a missile that was going going to strike Turkey. Did the air defense system work? And Turkey is a NATO country. So any aggression on Turkey might trigger the Article 5 from NATO, and that means that a lot more countries will go to war. And yeah, just pay attention to this, okay? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you have the US telling people to the south of Turkey to leave the country. So careful, okay? I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying that, look, we had Turkey air defense system working, and it's a NATO air defense system. You have the US telling non-essential personnel to leave the south of Turkey. So careful with this. I hope it doesn't escalate. And luckily, Jim Cramer says that he doesn't see the war is going to de-escalate. So probably we are going to de-escalate. That's honestly what I believe. So, but back to the chart, like I was saying, I wouldn't short this. Okay, I wouldn't short it here. I would expect a move higher, or we come here and we don't break this low, and we can expect that we start to reverse. Okay, but right now we are in the middle of nowhere, and when we are in the middle of nowhere, what do? Nothing. Okay, nothing. That's just my opinion. And again, be ready for us to be ranging here. Okay, be ready for us to be ranging on these levels here for a while. I think that will be a solid thing to happen. Seeing Bitcoin range on those levels for, I don't know, like a few months or something, will be the best. It will be great. It's like constructing a bottoming process. So yeah, I would pay attention to that. Okay, and that will be the best thing. You could range from 65 or maybe lower from, let's say, get the charts again. We range from 63 to 74, and this is an awesome range, and it's awesome to trade, and you know what you can count on, knowing that one day you are going to get stopped because you get out of the range. Now, Ethereum. Honestly, I want to short Ethereum, and I would short Ethereum, and I can show you why. So contrary to the Bitcoin chart, we already rejected all these levels sometimes without getting major weeks. So, and this is a risky one because there can be some news regarding the war, positive news, whatever. But if you want to short this, well, I would say it's risky to enter now on the short, like really risky. But there might be the case to entering a short here. So US is going to open half an hour. I think shorting right now might be risky, but yeah, okay, we can take a stop loss. So I would do like this. I would place my stop loss around these levels here and targeting, yeah, like this, okay? Knowing that's a very risky one. Very, very risky one, okay? So I would leave it like this and see if we get filled. And then, yeah, I would do this, okay? Knowing that it's a really risky one, and because any news can, how can I say this? Any news might blow this short. Let's say like this. So yeah, and remember, these are scalps, okay? If this doesn't get triggered in half an hour, 1 hour from the show, forget it, take the orders and look for another entries, okay? Again, if this doesn't get triggered in half an hour, something like that, do not leave the orders there, because these are scalps. I'm not going to give you swing trades, because I think the longer you are exposed to the market, the higher the chance that you can get stopped. Now, I want to talk about this one. I've been telling you that Convex is the king of scalps. Look at this. And again, I have a lot of Convex. I like the project. That's why I track them. And I have it on my spot holdings. But Convex doesn't care about the war, doesn't care about the oil. I think even Convex, it identifies as a crypto oil. It doesn't care about anything. It doesn't dip. And it's respecting price action one-on-one. Look, we had the resistance. We broke the resistance. We test the resistance as support, and then we are climbing higher. And I've been saying this a lot. Guys, this is the scalper's paradise. Now, if you ask me, are you going to short this? No, I'm not going to short strength. Okay, I cannot short strength here. It could be a good short, but every time someone tries to, there's a lot of shorts, not someone, but there's a lot of shorts on Convex. Look, it spikes and then it comes lower. Okay, so that's when you need to be smart. And yeah, I'm not going to short it. I'm going to pay attention to this one, but I think you should be paying attention to a possible breakout on Convex. Okay, if you go to the daily chart here, and let's go to the 3-day. If you go here and you just do this, we might be breaking out. Okay, there's a big chance that we are breaking out, and if you want to look for an entry, this is the place where you're going to look for it. Okay, here. So again, this is a 3-day chart. This is Convex. I've been very vocal about Convex, as you know. So we are probably breaking from the downtrend. This is a 3-day chart, but I will wait for a pullback, for a retest of the trend. This will be the area where you can start to look for entries, or even lower if you want to test. If you want to wait for the test here, you can have it here. Okay, and this is where we are going to look for strength. And if you get to those levels here and you get strength, then you can look for an entry. Okay, I'm not talking about spot, I'm talking about leverage, I'm talking about scalping. Right now, we don't buy green candles, if not, you know what, we get the red ones that we don't like. So, let me see if this entered. Did our short in Ethereum enter? Let me check. It should have entered. Yeah, I'm missing it because it's not there. Yep, now we are in. Yeah, now you're in. Let's see. Yeah. This is our entry. Let's see. I think we are going to get stopped on this one, but yeah, I don't mind being wrong here. But I think we are going to get stopped. I look at this. Yeah. Let's leave it here. Okay. And yeah. Let's see. Now, next one. Maybe we should Can we short Bitcoin now? The US is going to open in like 10 minutes. Nah. We should, because it has been rejecting here. Let me think. What should we do? No, I'm not going to short this. No. Not going to short this. It's showing too much strength. You already have one short. Let's see if it plays out or it gets stopped. So I'm not going to take it. So how many likes do we have? I need to know that. I have the same people watching on YouTube that I have on X. Awesome. And let me see if I have the comments on X. Okay, so if I don't think Bitcoin is the head altcoin by B. Yeah, I have some comments on X also. Let me see here. 𝗕𝗟𝗢𝗙𝗪𝗃𝗂. I've studied in Torino. My Italian, like I think it was 15 years ago. 15 years ago, but I studied for 8 months in Torino, so I know Italy very well. And I used to speak Italian. Now I don't speak Italian anymore. Okay, should be long Tesla. I'm a big Tesla bull. Honestly, I'm a big Tesla bull. Let's check out Tesla is. Let's see. I want to check the chart of Tesla, not the USDT one. Let's check this one. Yeah, I still have this year. I was called crazy when I was buying Tesla here. Yeah, this is my receipt. Tesla was at $200 at the time. Good times. Let me just look. The thing is that the entire stock, the stock market might drop and Tesla might go with it. But I've seen worse charts, to be honest. I would tell you like this, because Tesla right now it's at support. Look, this is a major support. But we might come lower to test the previous resistance as support here. Yeah, I think this might be the case here. Okay, so yeah, this is another one. I would wait, honestly. Look, I think I think Tesla will benefit for sure from this oil thing. I'm a Tesla owner and I charge my car for free with solar. So that once you start to do that, you understand what Tesla is doing. But I think you have better opportunities. For example, 𝗕𝗟𝗢𝗙𝗽. I've already spoke about this one on Banter main channel. I don't know if I spoke here, but I think 𝗕𝗟𝗢𝗙𝗽 might be a good one. Yeah, so this was our entry, and now it's going higher. There's a lot of ETFs that you should look. Tesla, the only thing that I'm afraid, and I'm a Tesla bull, okay? So that's for you to be aware. The only thing that I'm afraid right now is that we might come lower, dragged by everything that's happening. Release the KAST challenge. Yeah, I will release the KAST challenge. Maybe today. I'll talk about that in a minute. But like I was saying, I would look for this area to long. I do not feel comfortable longing like right now because the structure doesn't tell me to long. Okay, you have a high, you have a low, lower high. Now we are doing an equal low. If you believe that Tesla might hold this low here, which it seems they have buyers here, yeah, go for a long. Go for a long. If you believe that this low is going to hold, it has been reacting here for a lot of times. What I don't like is that it's been tested once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and there's still buyers, but there will come a time there will not be more buyers to this. So yeah, just be careful, okay? But this might be, actually, I'm going to leave an alert here. We might have a good opportunity here, right? We might have a good opportunity here. So let me see. Okay, now let's look at other ones. Let's look at HBAR. HBAR didn't follow the path. For them, HBAR, it's different. Look at here. My computer is freezing. So HBAR has shown reaction here, and it feels like it's on accumulation pattern. I'm almost sure this is some sort of week off here. I need to check. I'm almost sure this is some sort of week off. Yeah, I'm almost sure. Yeah, this is a week off. I'm almost sure this is the reaccumulation week off pattern. Damn, I need to check. I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not going to check it now live because you'll see my search history. But I'm almost sure this is the reaccumulation pattern on HBAR. So, and I would long HBAR. I would leave an entry around these levels here. Yeah, I know that's not a big difference, but when you are with leverage, the difference is big. So yeah, I would leave it around here to see if it gets filled. Tight stop loss, we are scalping. And yeah, we need a really tight one. Below these weeks and then this. Yeah, I will take this trade. Stop loss is small. The risk reward is there. It's something that has done. It has done this several times. So yeah, let's see if we get filled on this one. We might get filled on this one. Let's check more. I need to end my show. If not, we are going to start to listen to construction noise. I will need to move this. We need to do something about this. Again, if you speak Portuguese, I'll be live in the Portuguese channel in 1 hour from now, and then we'll have more time since the US open. Then we can search for trades. So yeah. Link. Everything tells me to short link here, but it's risky because the US is going to open now. Let me see. This one playing out? Or is that our entry? Let me check. Maybe we'll get lucky with this one. Maybe we'll get lucky with this one. Yeah, but I need to finish my show now because if not, you won't be able to listen to me because I cannot even listen to my own thoughts. So guys, just let you know, follow me on X. I'm dropping a major tool today for free that you will want to use, and it will be free of charge. I'm just refining it, and I will launch it in 4 hours, something like this. And regarding the KAST challenge, as you know, I'm a big believer in KAST. They just did this amazing revenue projection. They also raised some funds from investors. I think it was $80 million. And I will be launching a KAST challenge to help you farm the KAST airdrop. Okay, I built my own challenge platform, so I was just refining it also in the past days. I will be dropping the KAST challenge to help you farm the airdrop in English and in Portuguese, and I will do my best to release it today. Okay, so that everyone knows how to farm it, everyone knows how to do it, and everyone can profit from this airdrop because I do believe it will be a big one. So follow me on X, just Pedro Silva. It's cannot be easier, and we have it here. You have it here. Look here. Follow Pedro Silva and follow Banter Portugal. And yeah, So I hope to see you everyone there. And two major things that will be dropping today. The tool 100% will be today. The KAST challenge, I'm still refining it, but probably will be launched